I'm going to be the most influential woman in the world. Remember my name, Hayley Melinda. You don't want to forget this. And this is my story. Okay, so my mental health breakdown was something that I don't think I'd wish upon anyone. It's really started when I couldn't cope with daily activities. So say, for example, taking a shower, brushing my teeth, eating, these daily activities I just didn't want to do. And I started to realize there was something wrong, especially just, me being a public speaker. I go around motivating, empowering thousands of people across the UK, just in the world in general. And I couldn't do it. I couldn't do the daily things to get me out of bed, let alone kind of go out there and motivate everyone. I couldn't motivate myself to get out of bed. And to be honest, it's the type of thing where I lost myself, man. I can't even explain how I felt during that period. It's the type of thing, it was a darkness that overcame me, but I can't even explain the darkness. I can't even explain how lost I was within myself, within my problems. I kept thinking about my problems. I shed more tears than I did smiles. I kept crying all the time. And I think that mental health breakdown was the lowest point in my life. It was a point where I think that I really, really, really couldn't cope with things. Even when I think about it now, it's just crazy just knowing that I'm not even in that place anymore. I'm far from it. I'm really happy now. And it's just crazy to know that I even went through that place because I didn't even see it coming. I did not see that coming. I just remember one day just not being able to get out of bed. I remember one day just not wanting to brush my teeth. I remember one day just not wanting to take a shower. I remember one day just not wanting to eat, not even wanting to go to the toilet because of the fact that I just didn't want to leave my room. I kept my door shut. I kept my door locked, my university door locked, and I kept my curtains closed because I didn't want the sun to come in. I didn't want people to actually know I was alive. I just wanted everyone to just forget about me and forget Hayley existed and stuff. And I remember just being in that bed. I remember just asking God, take me now, just take me, just why am I here? And I remember I got addicted to sleeping pills as well. So when I started getting addicted to sleeping pills, that's when I knew that, if you don't even want to be awake, then you definitely know that something's wrong.
So what was the solution to your mental breakdown? How did you overcome?
There was a few things that I'd done to overcome my mental health breakdown. So one of the things was actually opening up to my mum about it, opening up to my mum and my older brother, opening up to friends about it, being open and just letting them know, what, I'm actually going through this, I'm going through this. And, it was another thing is I kept myself from social media. I think social media kind of made me think that I was okay. It made me lie to myself. Like, oh, Hayley, you're retweeting stuff, you're posting things, you're posting Snapchats, you're surely okay. So I had to come off that because it's the type of thing where it gets to a point where you just can't fake it anymore. It gets to a point where you're too broken that you don't even want to show your face anymore. So I think me just being open about it and me kind of, seeking others to help me, I was in the lowest of the lows and I knew I could not get out of it myself. I knew I had to get someone who was above me to pull me out. So I needed my best friend to help me, Fiona. I had my friend Sophie, I had my friend Javen, I had so many friends that were helping me get out of that place. And my mum and my older brother, they helped me, God bless them, man. I mean, my brother, he used to stay on the phone to me from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. So whilst he was at work, he used to call me and he used to mute me to make sure that I was alive. And literally, my best friend would call me from 6 p.m. to 1 a.m. She had exams these times, so she was in the library, I was on mute, and she'd just, casually just be like, Hayley, are you okay? Hayley, you there? Because she knew that if she wasn't on the phone to me, my brother knew if he wasn't on the phone to me, I would definitely kill myself. It got to that extent where it was like, I literally had to be watched all the time. My mum was in another country and she was spending over £200 a day on credit to call me to make sure that I was alive and to make sure that I was okay. I mean, the battle that I faced was a battle that, honestly, I never want to go back to that place, man.
You're the author for the book, The ABCs to Student Success. When did you start writing and how did you get the idea for the book?
So the whole process took about 8 weeks. A lot of people get shocked when I say that. Yeah, so I started writing in about July times and it was finished around September times and published out to go by October, the first week of October. And, it was birthed out of a place of pain. I always say that the most beautiful things are birthed from a place of pain. And it just came out of my suicidal place. I came out of my place of mental health, my mental health breakdown. And I realized that there's thousands of young people going through the same mental health breakdown, there's thousands of young people going through the same mental health breakdown as me, and thousands of young people that don't know how to get out of it. And I was able to get out of it. I was able to kind of get help. I was able to kind of put myself in a pattern of good vibes, good thoughts, and get myself to a good mental health place. And I realized that, you know what, I've got so many experiences, I've got so many lessons that I can teach others, and I want to be able to share it on a mass scale. And I thought, let me write a book. So the whole ideology is method of loci. So method of loci is a psychological method to interlink something that you want to know with something that you already know. A lot of people want to know life lessons, and a lot of people already know the alphabet, so I interlink the two. So basically with each alphabet, so basically with each letter, I give you a life lesson. So A comes acceptance, B comes blessing, Z comes zeal, T comes time. It's literally teaching you different life lessons to help you enhance in life, because there's a lot of young people that are going through life situations they don't know how to cope with. You know, one thing I've realized is that you can't control what life throws at you, but you can control how you handle it. But the only way you're going to be able to handle certain things that life throws at you is if you're able to handle the life lessons too.
How did you feel when it was first published? And how did you feel now that you have it out and people are reading and responding to it?
How did I feel? It felt surreal. I'll never forget the time when I was in my living room. I was with two guys. I was with Darnell and Sterling, and I was in my room and I was about to literally post it out to all my social media and stuff. And if you saw the way I was shaking, I was shaking. Trust me, I was shook. I was thinking, oh my gosh, I'm about to tell everyone I've got a book, I'm about to release it. And obviously the enemy tries to put certain thoughts in you and just like, oh, you're not good enough. What makes you qualified to be an author? You're only 19, who do you think you are? These are all the thoughts that were running through my head just before I was about to post it. But I just had to get into a place of silence. And I really thank God that I was around two friends who were really kind of motivating me. Yeah, I remember them two just saying, Hayley, you can do it, post it. Oh, I'm excited. And they were even shaking with me. They were excited with me. They were jumping with me. And my mum was upstairs as well, and she was really happy. And I just remember being in that time where I was just like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I'm going to be an author. And the fact that now that people are reading my books and now that people are responding to me, I'm getting literally hundreds of emails kind of telling me, Hayley, this book has changed my life, and Hayley, this life lesson particularly, I loved Z, I loved W, I loved chapter Z. I'm getting all this feedback and I genuinely don't know what to say. I'm in awe. I'm thankful to God because I'm literally just a vessel. God put this idea inside of me. I used it. He used me to deliver this idea, and you know, it's beautiful, and it's I can't explain it. It's really beautiful to know that people are getting touched by my experience, because you know, to go through a test is not easy. To turn it into a testimony is even harder, but to share your testimony is the hardest. So the fact that I've been able to share my testimony of mental health, and many people are have been already touched by it, it's a feeling that I can't, it's priceless, it's priceless. So what's inspired me to be a speaker is my passion for people. I love people. I always say I'm an altruistic character, which means I gain happiness from making other people happy. I love seeing people happy. It's a priceless feeling when you see someone smile, but it's more priceless when you see someone smile and you know the smile is because of you. So I basically aim to make other people smile. You know, simply, I personally believe every single human being is a solution. I believe every single human being is a solution to someone else's problem. And if that person doesn't tap into their solution, someone else will die because of the result of it. And I try and make sure that every single person taps into their solution. I try and make sure every single person understands their worth, understands they deserve to be loved, they deserve to be valued, and their royalty, literally. And, you know, it's come from a place of, because I lacked. You know, growing up, it's the type of thing where I had a lot of people say bad things about me. There was a time in my life where I was bullied. There was a time in my life when I nearly got stabbed. So I've been through trials and tribulations, and I knew how it felt like to be lonely. I knew how it felt like to be depressed. I knew how it felt like to feel you're not worthy. And I thought, you know what? I would never want anyone to feel the way I did. I would never want anyone to feel that they're not worthy, that they can't be loved, that they're not good enough. So I've dedicated my whole life to ensure that other people will never feel the way that I did. And I'm passionate. A wise woman once said, I believe the children are the future, teach them well and let them lead the way. I do personally believe that young people are very important. You're better off nurturing a seed when it's still a seed than trying to trim a tree when it's already grown. So I dedicate my life to nurture seeds. I dedicate my life to nurture young people, simply because I'm young myself. I'm only 19, and I know how it feels like to be shunned upon. I know how it feels like for young people to feel like they're not worthy enough or they're not listened to in this society. So what I do is I work with young people, allowing them to understand their voice is needed. Their voice can be heard. And a lot of people always highlight the fact that I've achieved quite a lot for my age. I've got quite a lot of accolades and achievements to my name. And yes, I'm only 19, but the reason why I'm working so hard at such a young age is because I want another young person to understand they can do it too. To look at me and not look at their obstacles, but to not look at their obstacles, but look at their stepping stones. I want them to see me as a role model, to see me as an inspiration, to understand that, you know what, not everything happens for. I want them to understand not everything happens to you, but everything happens for you. The biggest award to my name is Most Influential Black Entrepreneur in the UK for under 21, supported by 10 Downing Street, Mayor of London and NatWest. I'm international as well. I've spoken in Uganda. I've spoken at top international schools in East Africa. I'm moving out to America in a few weeks, actually, working out there for a few months. I've spoken to over 15,000 people in the world via different events. I've been seen on London Live, BBC One Extra, BBC London Radio, NTV Uganda, Daily Monitor Uganda, NBS Uganda. I've had a lot of coverage. When it comes to media, and I give all the glory to God. And when it comes to my achievements, my accolades, you know what? It's the type of thing where I think it was this weekend. Oh, this is the weekend now, but it was this week that just passed. I realized there's a lot that I've achieved. There's a lot that I've accomplished for my age. And I look back and I just have to give God the glory. You know, I have to give him the glory because some of the things I've accomplished, I don't know how I've done it. My future plans to be the most influential woman in the world. Literally, I always say to myself, if I'm ever to meet Oprah, I'll say, once you was an idol, but now you're my rival. Because I'm coming for everything they said I couldn't have. Literally, I'm going to be one of the most influential people that Donald Trump is going to be calling me and saying, listen, there's so many issues happening with young people, can you help us? Theresa May will be calling me and saying, there's so many issues when it comes to knife crime, when it comes to mental health amongst young people, that these are the issues that are happening in different regions of London, can you help me? There's going to be nations calling my name, saying that you've got the solution to the issues in our country, can you help me? This is what exactly I know I'm called to do. And I know that I'm going to look back at this video in about 2 years' time, 5 years' time, or whenever God is going to call me to that place. And I'm going to be like, wow, I really said it. So I'm speaking it into existence. I'm going to be the most influential woman in the world. Remember my name, Hayley Melinda. You don't want to forget this. And this is my story. W, what's your why? See, my why is my mum. I love my mum to bits. I do anything for my mum. And you know, I've seen my mum suffer, you know, my mum being an African mother. She's worked, and sometimes I've seen her starve herself so she can feed me and my brother. And I've always said to myself, I don't want my mum to live this life for the rest of her life. So my mum is my why. Everything I do, I think about my mum in the back of my head. I'm like, why do you want to win, my mum? Why do you want to succeed, my mum? Because I'm not going to let my mum suffer. I'm not going to let my mum be on this earth and not be treated as the queen that she is. She's going to deserve everything she gets. And what's your why? Why do you want to do it? Why do you want to win? Who are you doing it for? I've got a nephew, I've got a little brother, my older brother. I've got my Jaja, which means grammar in Luganda. I've got family who are literally rooting for me and who are depending on me. Investment. Where are you investing your time into? Who are you investing your time into? Your friends determine where you're going to end up in life. You know, if you surround yourself with 4 broke people, guess who the 5th broke person is? You. Realistically, it's going to be you. You know, you can't grow in a toxic environment. A flower can't grow in a toxic environment. A flower can't grow when there's bleach around. So you need to be asking yourself, what type of people I'm investing my time into? What type of people are investing their time into me? Because if you've got toxic people investing time into you, you're going to end up a toxic person. It's without a doubt. And where are you spending your time? Where are you investing your time? What type of books are you reading? What type of seminars are you going to? What type of network events are you going to? You need to be asking yourself, where is my time going? Time is the only commodity you will never, ever get back. Use it wisely. So ask yourself, what is investment? Where are you investing your money into? Are you getting into assets or liability? Assets are something that is going to grow over time. It will accumulate money or accumulate, you'll benefit from it basically. So seminars, that's investing time into yourself. You're investing money into yourself. Like I went to a Tony Robbins seminar earlier this year. The stuff that I got from it, priceless, priceless. Now that was investing my time into something that's worth investing time into. And you just need to ask yourself, what am I investing my time into? What am I investing my money into? Who am I invested in? Very important, investment. N, now. Take action now. Who told you that life is going to be promised to you tomorrow? Who told you that you're going to wake up tomorrow? Take action now. What's there to lose? You know, a lot of people wait until tomorrow, wait until they're 25, wait until they're 30. But what happens if that age doesn't come? What happens if it gets there and things have changed? I think there's nothing to lose if you take action now. There's nothing to lose if you take action now. It's the type of thing where a lot of people like to prepare. So they're like, oh yeah, I want to do it to 25 because I need to do this, 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 and this. Let me talk about pregnancy for a minute. You know, when someone's pregnant, they want to have the baby now, but they know they can't because they know that it's an increase of risk, that the child will have an increase of health issues and all of that. So what they do is they prepare for the pregnancy. They prepare for the pregnancy. So it's the type of thing where if you can't do something now, prepare for it. Prepare now. Everything you need to do now, whether you're going to take action now or prepare now, either way you're going to do it. A mother's always preparing for a child to come, and then when the child comes, she's taking action now. If the child's crying, she doesn't go, oh, I'm going to wait until tomorrow until the baby stops crying. She's going to run to the child and pat the child and make sure the baby's shut up. So it's the type of thing where your future's crying out to you. Your future is your baby, literally. My future is my baby. I take my future I handle my future with care. It's the only thing that I have. It's the only thing I can control. I can control tomorrow by how I handle today. So my future is my baby. Do you get where I'm coming from? So me, how I handle today is going to impact my tomorrow. So literally your future is your baby. So handle it now. Your future is crying out for you. Do everything you can now to make sure that your baby stops crying tomorrow. Yeah, so you can find me on Twitter at HAYLSMULENDA and Instagram HAYLSMULE. And my book is available on Amazon, The ABCs, so ABCs to Student Success by Hayley. And yeah, just follow me, catch up with me, connect with me, and let's get it moving, man. You're destined for success. Don't forget that.